G'day folks, and thanks for tuning in. We've got another cracking episode lined up. In fact, this week I'm going to reveal my very first Cape or Bust car, and I can't wait to show you guys, and you too, Peanuts, what it's all about.
Yeah, look, I can't wait to see what you actually have. I've actually got a few things up my sleeve, but I'm holding off just to see what I'm actually up against.
Well, I've got to say, I reckon Rico will go for an FJ45. It'll be a petrol V8 and it'll be a tank of a thing.
Oh, fair dinkum, mate. Oh, well, you know what? You're going to have to wait just a little bit because we're heading back to the Outback, back to Cameron Corner to hit the tracks.
And the corner to corner to corner to corner to corner track.
That's the one. Cameron Corner, one of the most remote pubs and roadhouses in the country, and it's our starting point this week on our adventure. Last week, we left the banks of the Murray River after finally reaching McCabe Corner with the help of Jamie's mates Tinny before heading north up past Lake Pamamaru, through Broken Hill and Silverton, on our way to LD Station, where we got to drive some great tracks and take in an outback sunset like no other. After that, we pushed north once again, staying off the highway, and made a stopover in Milparinga before heading to our second corner right here at Cameron Corner. Well, this trip has been absolutely amazing, and it's only just beginning. We've knocked off 2 of the corners that we need to. We're on our way to the 3rd, but along the way, we're going to indulge one of my passions, which is Australian exploration, and there is no more famous story than that of Burke and Wills. We're going to see where they camped, where they lived, and sadly, where they died. Our next stretch is only around 300 k's as we head towards Innamincka, so after topping up the tanks, we're on our way.
Tell you what, this sky's looking perfect, and I reckon we're on good time to get to that dig tree for the sunset. What do you guys reckon?
I reckon that it's going to look spectacular when we get there, and I cannot wait.
I'll tell you what, this is something I've been looking forward to for a very, very long time. You guys know that I love my Australian exploration history. I've read quite a few different accounts of the Burke and Wills story, stuff on Stewart, Sturt, Eyre, all of those blokes. But the Burke and Wills one's a pretty special one for me, and I'm really excited to be camping at the place where they camped all those years ago.
Yeah, mate, I can agree with you. And you have spoken about this for years, not just a couple of months, but years.
The Outback has a funny way of making you remember she's in control rather than you. And just when we thought we were making good time and on track for an Outback campsite sunset, she decided to step in. Over the radio came a call from the crew saying the GU wouldn't start. This truck gets a serious workout, and there's lots of charging gear inside keeping all the camera batteries going all day, so a battery issue is a bit of a problem. As always, where there's an issue on the road, we all jump in and try to find a solution, and this one wasn't the easiest to find. After a bit of investigation, we found that the corrugations had rattled loose the wires that charges the battery from the alternator, which means the main starting battery wasn't getting any charge. With Jamie on the tools though, it's not long before the truck is started and back up and on the way.
Hands away. You've always got to give yourself plenty of time when travelling in the Outback, because you just never know what could happen, whether it be a breakdown or anything like that. And now what just happened to us has put us behind schedule. So we've got a deadline to meet, getting to the Big Red Bash, and hopefully we're still going to get there on time, but we're going to have to drive into the night now to meet this deadline. Well, it's getting to the end of the day. The sun's going down, and we know what happens, the wildlife comes out. And that's why it's really crucial to have some frontal protection on the front of the car, like a bull bar and bash plates, side bars, just in case if you've got to drive at this time of the evening, because it's just thick and they just come out from everywhere.
Now, if you find yourself in the situation where you do have to push on, there's a couple of things you need to consider. Firstly, slow down. Slow down and keep your wits about you like nothing else. You need to be sharp and focused. And also you want to be driving behind the very best driving lights that you can afford. This is where they are going to pay for themselves tenfold.
Is this really what I'm thinking? Am I really the one you need? Desperate times running.
Driving at night for me has been an issue in the past. When we were building the 79, Rico had explained to me that he had the new attack range from Great Whites and that he was really, really impressed with them, and I'd be silly to go with anything else. So we changed the headlights over to the LEDs, we've changed the light bar over, we've put the spotties on, and I tell you what, it seriously is like daylight. It's amazing, and for me with the bad eyes, it makes it so much easier and takes so much stress and worry out of driving at night when we have to do it.
Hey, welcome back. This week, Jamie, Leash and I are making our way to our third corner, but not before a few on-the-road fixes, thanks to you-know-who. So this is why it's really important to do your checks every single day out here. The corrugation's a killer. And what they've done is they've actually loosened one of the nuts on Jamie's roof rack and it fell out. Luckily, it fell out here at camp, so we're getting on the job getting that done, but it really does show the importance of doing those checks every single day when you're out here on this rough stuff. With Jamie's rack sorted out, it's time to head for Haddon Corner. This will be our third corner on this adventure, and this one's a little bit different to the others because Haddon Corner is the only point in Australia where two states meet with a corner, and this created a little bit of debate among our crew. What do you reckon, mate? Is Haddon Corner actually a corner? Do you reckon it qualifies, or is it just another angle on the map?
Look, I used to say it's an angle on the map, but I reckon it's another corner now.
Why is that? What's changed your mind?
Well, I mean, I can't be sure, but I mean, it's just that it's a destination point now that they've put in all the maps quite clearly, and I reckon we just call it the corner.
Fair enough. Well, it's an excuse enough to go there, so I'll take it. Haddon Corner was actually mapped by Augustus Popple and his assistant Lawrence Wells back in 1880. The corner was marked where they met up with Queensland surveyor Alexander Salmon, and together they used astronomical observations to mark the corner. Who knows what they called it then, as the name Haddon was given to the corner later from a nearby pastoral lease.
So there you go, we've ticked off the third of our corners and now we're heading to my favourite place, Birdsville, and we're getting ready for the Big Red Bash.
Estimated time of arrival 9:30 a.m.
It's around 270 k's from Haddon Corner to Birdsville via the Birdsville Development Road. Birdsville's a great place at every time of the year. Well, except maybe in the middle of summer. But other than that, it's great. However, it gets even better when there's an event in town.
Birdsville by far has to be one of my favourite little towns. There's a few things that you have to do in Birdsville. You have to head to the bakery, you've got to have a pie, camel pie at that, and you've got to head to the pub. But at this time of year, the Big Red Bash is on. We're going to go drop in, see what it's all about.
After dropping off the camper at the Birdsville Caravan Park, we headed out to the Bash. The Big Red Bash is a once-a-year event that's held at the foot of Big Red, the first and largest sand dune in the Simpson Desert. Every year this event has grown bigger and bigger. It's a perfect way to start or finish your desert crossing, and since we're heading west, we thought, why not drop in and take a look? This festival isn't just about the music. There's plenty of other stuff to see here too, from the vendor stalls with all manner of Outback gear to good food and drinks, and you may even get lucky enough to run into someone you know.
Places we meet you, eh? How are you?
Hey, how are you, mate?
Good.
Alicia?
I thought I could smell something. How are you, buddy?
Good.
So what are you doing, mate? Where you going? What are you up to?
Thought I might go across the desert, mate.
What for?
Because it's there. And it's begging to be driven.
Oh well, now you've got some
that's,
tag-alongs.
That's where we're going.
No way.
Yeah.
Going across the desert?
I'm going to Popples tomorrow.
Bubbles?
Yeah.
Going any further?
Yeah? That's the way down.
No, we're gonna leave you there.
There isn't an experience much better than listening to great Aussie tunes at the foot of Big Red right on sunset. This event is one of a kind, that's for sure.
That you can't miss. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Get out here.
No, it's not. You can come every year.
Okay.
Or you can make a goose of yourself like these pair. Who? Us? Yeah! Never gonna see your face again.